speak was good, but Home Podcast After Dark
starts now.
Welcome, Home and Podcast listeners. This is Jordan here, and I am here again with a preview of our monthly bonus episode that we do on patreon.com/Home and Podcast. I hope you're hyped up for it with that special intro music that we use now for our Home and Podcast After Dark podcast. If you want to support the show and get the full episode, you can go to patreon.com/Home and Podcast. But in this preview, we're talking about Twilight Zone. We're talking about the episode, Will the Real Martian Please Stand Up? And before we get into the episode, this preview that we have here just talks a little bit about what some of our favorite episodes of the Twilight Zone are. So we list, I don't know, there might be 5 each that we talk about, maybe 3. And then we also talk about a couple of stinkers as well. So hope you enjoyed that conversation. Let us know what episodes that you enjoy of the Twilight Zone. And without further ado, here is the preview.
I gotta say.
Yeah, it doesn't get old. Do you want to talk real briefly, just list like some of your favorite episodes of the Twilight Zone?
Sure, yeah. I was just texting my dad about this the other day, because
You and your dad have cool text conversations.
My dad texts me so much. Less lately, so maybe I should text it. But maybe he might be mad at me about something. He texts me just like links to things all the time, and often he sent me like the same like Rod Serling YouTube video on censor. Like Rod Serling hated like censorship, and he sent me like the same video on that a million times. But
are you trying to censor your dad? Is that why he sent it to you?
I don't think so. But maybe, I don't know. I bought him a cool Twilight Zone shirt for Christmas, actually. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was texting my dad, and he asked me recently what my top 5 were. And I think, off the dome, I know my favorite episode of all time is Walking Distance. Okay. This would be in there. What is the title? I'm blanking on the one. It's Will the Real Martian Please Stand Up?
Yep.
I gotta say, Monsters Are Due on Maple Street is a
very
top.
Similar to this one,
It
too.
It is very similar. Beyond that, I'd probably say Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, and it's I'll leave Eye of the Beholder out, and I'll say the Christmas Night of the Meek, the Christmas episode with the drunk Santa. Those are probably my top 5. So yeah,
those are good. I think we'd have some crossover just for throwing some difference in there.
Yeah.
Eye of the Beholder's good. Time Enough at Last is good. I like Willoughby, which is a little bit like Walking Distance.
It is. Yeah, they're pretty similar. Yeah.
The Obsolete Man I enjoy. Also, To Serve Man. That's a classic as well. So
indeed, yeah. There's far more good ones than bad ones. Yeah. Like I said, the only really bad, like The Mighty Casey is. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. It's about like a baseball robot that's a pitcher. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. You should watch it. It's so bad.
I love the premise. There's
also a Shakespeare send-up called The Bard, which is pretty awful, but it does have a really young Burt Reynolds in it, which is kind of cool. So, yeah.
All right, that's all for this month's preview of our Patreon-only episode on the Twilight Zone. If you want this episode, the full episode, and other episodes like this, we're going to be doing Big Trouble, I think, coming up next month. We've done For Richer or Poorer. We've done Soul Man. Many, many, many things on the way. So if you want to do so and get full episodes like this, you can go to patreon.com/Home and Podcast. Donate as little as $1 a month, and you'll get the full episodes. And if you want to go ahead and reach out to us on Twitter at Home and Podcast, let us know if you like Twilight Zone or if you have any favorite episodes that you want to talk about. And we'll be back soon with another episode of Home Improvement in your podcast feed. So, in the meantime, take care, everybody.